The arena was electric, buzzing with anticipation as thousands of fans filled every seat, their collective excitement almost tangible. Bright lights reflected off the pristine canvas of the IBA.PRO 2 ring, illuminating the contrasting corners, the golden corner glowing warmly, the black corner shadowed and intense. In the golden corner, Luis Miguel Bayona prepared himself, a young fighter born on the island of Cuba, but now a proud resident of Chelyabinsk, Russia. At 25, with a professional record of 2 wins and 1 loss, Bayona had already tasted both triumph and defeat. But tonight was different. This was not just another fight, it was a statement. His eyes scanned the crowd, unflinching, focused, every fiber of his being poised for combat. Bayona's journey had been unconventional. Leaving home at a young age, adapting to a foreign culture, learning new training philosophies, and refining his raw Cuban aggression into a weapon suited for professional boxing. Across the ring, Valery Danilogorsky stood in the black corner, calm yet commanding. At 30, a master of sports of Russia, he brought decades of experience, technical precision, and an unshakable sense of purpose. 9 professional fights, 6 victories, 3 by knockout, 2 losses, 1 draw. Every number was a story of lessons learned, hardships endured, and a spirit unbroken. Danilogorsky hailed from Syktyvkar in the Republic of Komi, and his presence carried the weight of his hometown's pride. As the bell prepared to ring, both fighters touched gloves in a ceremonial moment of respect and tension. The crowd fell silent, sensing the gravity of the moment. Here in this ring, 2 contrasting philosophies would collide. Bayona's explosive, unpredictable style versus Danilogorsky's measured, strategic precision. The fight was more than just a contest of fists. It was a battle of identities, a test of courage, and a proving ground for ambition. Every eye in the arena followed the 2 men, knowing that the first bell would ignite a story that would be remembered long after the last punch was thrown. And then, with a single chime, the calm ended and the storm began. As the bell rang, the fight erupted with a sudden intensity. Bayona surged forward, fists whipping through the air, asserting his presence with calculated aggression. Danilogorsky, true to his style, maintained a disciplined distance, circling, jabbing, and carefully measuring each move. The first minute felt like a chess match played with punches, each fighter probing the other, testing reactions, seeking weaknesses. Bayona's Cuban roots showed in his fluid footwork and explosive counters, while Danilogorsky's Russian discipline was evident in his defensive posture and precise timing. The crowd reacted audibly with every landed shot, each cheer amplifying the tension. Sweat began to glisten under the arena lights as punches were blocked, dodged, and landed with audible impact. Trainers shouted instructions from the corners, voices cutting through the roar of spectators. Work the body. Relax your shoulders. Step in with your left. Each command added to the drama, revealing the preparation behind every movement. By the end of the first round, neither fighter had dominated, but both had sent clear messages. Bayona demonstrated raw power and fearless intent, while Danilogorsky showcased patience, resilience, and strategic foresight. The first exchange was more than warm-up. It was a preview of the psychological battle beneath the physical one, setting the stage for the rounds to come. Round 2 brought subtle but critical adjustments. Bayona, recognizing Danilogorsky's measured approach, intensified his aggression, mixing head and body shots in combinations designed to disrupt rhythm. Danilogorsky responded with tactical counters, using angles and movement to frustrate Bayona's advances. The momentum shifted repeatedly, leaving the audience on edge. Slow-motion replays of landed punches captured the energy of the clash, highlighting Bayona's explosive power and Danilogorsky's defensive mastery. Each fighter's corner offered strategic guidance, reminding them to maintain composure, capitalize on openings, and exploit fatigue. The tension was palpable. Each landing punch elicited gasps, cheers, or groans. By the end of the round, it was clear that the fight was evolving into a true test of heart, skill, and endurance, with both fighters refusing to yield an inch. Emotional stakes rose, making the audience feel as if they were witnessing something historic. In the third round, the fight became a true spectacle of contrasting styles. Bayona's offensive flurries, fast, unpredictable, and powerful, tested Danilogorsky's defensive skill and adaptability. Every attack was met with a counter, a parry, or a calculated step away. The round showcased the intellectual side of boxing, with each fighter reading and reacting to the other in real time. Sweat, quick breaths, and the rhythm of fists against gloves created a visceral sensory experience. Trainers shouted reminders, body first, then head. Use the left hand to control the pace. The audience was fully immersed, aware that every moment could shift the fight's outcome. By the third round's conclusion, both men had proven they were not just athletes. They were storytellers, weaving narratives of resilience, courage, and tactical brilliance with every punch thrown. Round 4 introduced the undeniable reality of fatigue. The fighters' movements, though precise, showed the strain of continuous engagement. Bayona's combinations were shorter but sharper, and Danilogorsky's counters came with refined timing, conserving energy while punishing mistakes. The intensity of the exchanges took a physical toll, but the emotional stakes remained high. Both men pushed through pain, demonstrating that boxing is as much about endurance and mental fortitude as skill. The crowd sensed the critical juncture approaching. Any small mistake could decide the outcome. Coaches emphasized recovery and focus, reminding the fighters that the battle was far from over. Sweat dripped, breaths shortened, yet neither fighter allowed their resolve to falter. Every punch told a story of persistence, every block revealed intelligence, and every step displayed courage. The fifth round became a defining moment in the fight. Bayona's relentless pressure began to slightly overwhelm Danilogorsky, forcing him to adapt defensively in ways he had not during earlier rounds. Bayona's timing and combinations created openings that tested Danilogorsky's patience and strategy. Yet Danilogorsky's counters remained precise and punishing when opportunities arose. The clash was no longer just physical. It was psychological. Each fighter fought for control of the narrative, pushing and probing, feeling out weaknesses and exploiting small advantages. The arena roared with every exchange, the energy of the crowd acting as a sixth fighter, driving both men to elevate their performance. The fifth round set the stage for the ultimate conclusion, showing that boxing is as much about mental resilience and adaptability as brute strength. Round 6, the penultimate round, saw intensity reach a fever pitch. Bayona's aggression collided with Danilogorsky's tactical precision in a flurry of exchanges that left the crowd breathless. Slow-motion sequences captured fists colliding, sweat flying, and expressions of determination etched across the fighters' faces. Both fighters had accumulated minor bruises and fatigue, yet the fire in their eyes burned brighter than ever. Every punch had weight, every dodge mattered. The psychological chess continued, but now with physical stakes at their peak. Both fighters demonstrated why the professional ring demands courage, strategy, and endurance simultaneously. It was not just a fight, it was a war of wills, and the audience was living every second with them. The seventh and final round delivered the climax every fan had anticipated. Bayona pressed forward, determined to leave a lasting mark on the judges, while Danilogorsky relied on timing, counterattacks, and calculated aggression. The intensity of the exchanges was unmatched, with the fighters trading combinations that tested their stamina and resolve. The crowd's volume reached a fever pitch, reflecting the stakes, tension, and respect for the effort displayed. Trainers shouted instructions that blended strategy and encouragement, reminding their fighters to finish strong. By the bell's final chime, both men were spent, but victorious in spirit, having demonstrated skill, resilience, and courage beyond measure. When the judges rendered their unanimous decision, the arena erupted. Luis Miguel Bayona had secured the victory, but the story went beyond who won. Both fighters had displayed heart, technique, and strategy, proving that boxing is not merely a contest, but an art form. Bayona's celebration was emotional, embracing coaches, trainers, and supporters, while Danilogorsky received respect for his determination and skill. The handshake in the center of the ring symbolized respect, professionalism, and the unspoken bond of fighters who test each other to the limits. Fans applauded, knowing they had witnessed more than a fight. They had witnessed a story of courage, identity, and ambition come alive in the ring. In the aftermath, analysts broke down every exchange, every punch, every feint. The fight became a teaching moment. Bayona's explosive style against Danilogorsky's tactical discipline served as a blueprint for contrasting strategies in the ring. Interviews captured the emotions, reflections, and lessons learned by both fighters. Bayona spoke of growth, resilience, and honor, while Danilogorsky reflected on strategy, patience, and the relentless pursuit of mastery. Fans left the arena inspired, having witnessed a narrative of courage, skill, and perseverance played out in real time. The fight was over, but the story it told would resonate far beyond the night, reminding everyone why boxing remains one of the most visceral, emotional, and compelling sports in the world.